already leading the pack, and it has some muscle as the sixth largest economy in the world. Jerry Brown is the governor of California, a job he held in the 1970s, and which he now holds again. And Brown signed a bill to slash greenhouse gas emissions, funded a statewide cap and trade program, and he took California's fight global, working with officials around the world on a pledge to cut greenhouse gas, an interesting framework considering the Trump administration's new posture today. Joining us now for the interview is California Governor Jerry Brown. Governor, thanks for joining us on this busy day for you. How are you going to combat this move from President Trump?
Stay the course. California has a very imaginative and aggressive climate action policy. We have a goal of 50% renewable electricity by 2030. We're already about 27% now, and we'll even go beyond that. We have zero emission mandates for automobiles. We have energy and appliance regulatory standards. We also have a cap and trade program. So we're all in decarbonizing our economy. And of course, I have to admit, we got a long, long way to go, but we're moving in that direction, and the economy has rewarded these policies with a growth 40% faster than the national average. 2.3 million jobs just since the last recession. So we're on the move. We'll keep going. And more specific action, I'm leaving tomorrow for China. I'll meet with high officials there to forge new China-California climate agreements. I'll also work with New York and Washington and several other states and what I call the Under Two Coalition, a group of 175 different partners: Canada, Mexico, Quebec, New York, Massachusetts, California, representing 1 billion people and almost 30% of the world's economic output. We are agreed on a climate set of goals very similar to the Paris Agreement. And we are moving forward, and we'll continue. And I would say this action, very misguided action by President Trump, will act as a catalyst to galvanize the people of California, and I would say of the whole world, to do the right thing in getting us on the path of sustainability.
So you lay out there a lot of things, and you and your predecessors have passed laws and programs, as you mentioned, that have made California the leader here. On that sort of international collaboration front, as you know, the Senate Democrats have a letter out in your state. They're asking you to consider convening a special climate summit to, quote, partner with Mexico and Canada and invite other states to ensure that you continue charging ahead. Is that something specifically you would also do?
Well, it just came out an hour ago, and I have talked to the Senate leadership on that. So it sounds like a good idea. Can we pull it off? If we can, yeah. I want to talk to the Prime Minister in Canada and the President of Mexico, and if we can get them and others, that's an idea I will give very serious consideration to.
Very interesting. So that kind of sort of quasi-foreign policy, or that role for California as a leader, you're open to. Let me ask you.
Well, not
go ahead.
Just that. We are harmonizing our standards with China. China has a very powerful mandate for zero-emission cars. They are developing their own cap-and-trade program. California is refining our cap-and-trade program. There are areas of collaboration. California right now has as much clean tech capital investment, entrepreneurial and venture capital investment, as China and the rest of Europe combined. So we're doing a lot. We're going to do more with China, and we're going to link closer together, because it used to be China and the United States as the pillar. Now China's that pillar, and California is very much going to be working with them to achieve our mutual goals.
So, Governor, given all that you're doing, is this sort of a placeholder or a mechanism where you hope that even if the United States under the Trump administration is not involved, that California, as the sixth largest economy, is part of basically U.S. participation in these accords or these goals over time, so that one day the U.S. might be able to re-enter the Paris Accord? Or how do you look at the future of this?
Well, I certainly don't think Trump in his statement today is the last word. Far from it. This is a temporary deviation from the norm, the world norm, and it will be corrected. How soon? I don't know. I can't say that today, but I'm going to do everything I can to correct it. And in the meantime, we're not treading water. We're on the field of battle, and we're going to do everything we can to win the minds and hearts of the people of California, of America, of the world. This is not some extra little political game or one issue among many. This is an existential threat to the long-term future of humanity. This is not a game. Millions of people will die if we don't handle climate change in the right way. We have to make the investments. We have to make the change, of course, in the way the economy in the world lives and does things. And California is prepared to do that. And I would say that Trump is going to act as the null hypothesis. He's demonstrating that climate denial has no integrity and no future. And the opposite, climate activism, is the order of the day. And you will see in the coming days and months, and hopefully in the coming years, that we really rise to the occasion and do what is needed to keep humanity on a sustainable and harmonious path with nature.
So, Governor, we've talked policy. My final question for you then would be on public opinion. As you know, the president really emphasized in his remarks today that he was doing this for Pittsburgh, not Paris. What is your view or your response to that, the idea that Americans don't want these kind of accords?
I've never seen any survey that would substantiate that. That is truly a junk fact. The majority of people support the Paris agreements and dealing with climate change. And number two, the whole premise that somehow the Paris agreement loses jobs, the exact opposite. So Mr. Trump is wrong on jobs, wrong on the facts, wrong on science, wrong on public opinion. So with all that on our side, I believe we will overcome.
California Governor Jerry Brown, I know you've been working on these issues a long time. Appreciate you joining us on this busy day.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. And we